Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 298. Could the Phillies be moving on from Bryce Harper? I'm Nick, and we have Harrison, as always, tonight. How are we doing tonight, Harrison?
Fantastic, Nick. How are you?
Doing pretty good. We not a ton of news this week, but some strange stories that we'll definitely dive into.
It never fails when there's a slow news week. There's always a weird news week. Like we get these bizarre stories. It's almost like the writers have nothing better to do than they like stir up the stuff we've kind of forgotten about.
Yeah, right. So we will jump into it all, but first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. If you do any shopping for any of these companies, please use our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the show. We also have our Rounding Third merch on Etsy. If you search Rounding Third Baseball, we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, phone cases, glasses. We got tons of stuff on there. We are looking to drop other merch out there, so make sure you give us a look over on Etsy. And on Patreon, we have a small baseball community over there. Another great way to support us, but we let you guys know of upcoming guests. We give you exclusive content over there. Some behind the scenes stuff occasionally. So give us a look on Patreon. All right, Harrison. Luis Arraez, 1 year with the San Francisco Giants. The San Francisco brick wall is complete.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on this move?
First of all, let's be real. This is a 3-time batting title winner who had to settle for a 1-year deal. Which to me is mind-boggling. And we've talked about it. The advanced stats are bad, the defensive metrics are bad. Like there's so much of this guy's game not to like. It's also hard to ignore a guy who's got a greater than 300 career batting average, who can't find a job in baseball right now, which is crazy. But secondly, they're going to play him at second base, apparently, back to where he had started, where he was terrible. And they're going to pair him up with Rafael Devers on the right-hand side of the field, which is a downright frightening combination. So you're going to have Chapman and Adames on the left-hand side of the field. Great defenders. Chapman is elite. Adames is very good. And then you're going to have Arraez and Devers on the right-hand side, hence your brick wall, because if I'm an opposing team, I'm hitting everything to the right side. And hell, I might start bunting because those two guys aren't stopping anything.
Yeah, I might just move the right field wall all the way in to behind second base. I think they'd be better off that way. This good for Arraez finding a team, but like you said, I'm with you, like 3-time batting champ. But we've said there's a lot of holes in his game. He's a weird one because that's all he can do it's contact, right? The right side is going to be tough. I don't know. Good for the Giants getting a contact guy up there, and maybe he does well there. There is a ton of outfield in Oracle Park, so maybe this plays to his game. I don't know. It is what it is.
I was listening to, I think it was Eric Burns and Will Clark go back and forth on this. And Will Clark was adamant that this guy does not get the respect he deserves. Great contact. He's going to make a big difference to that lineup. He had 185 hits last year to lead the NL. Like, the guy's a hit machine. That's what he does. He doesn't bring you power. He doesn't walk a lot. His on base percentage is good, but not great. But he makes a lot of contact, and he gets a lot of hits. And that's what the Giants have been missing, is that really consistent top of the order presence. They were both in agreement. This is a huge win for the Giants. The defense is what it is.
Yeah.
But the Giants have really good defenders in other places. You got Harrison Bader now in center field. You got a really strong left-hand side of the field. You got Bailey behind the plate. You've got elite defenders. You're hoping you've got enough of them to make up for the fact you've got some guys that are not so elite.
Yeah, and let's face it, this is an offensive game now.
It is.
Baseball is an offensive-minded game. So it doesn't even matter that you have poor defenders in the field. If they're performing at the plate, they'll take the 30 errors that come with it. It's just the way the game's played. That Giants lineup is going to be good.
Yeah, they're going to hit.
I just it doesn't do much for your team. You're not getting over the Dodgers. No one's getting over the Dodgers in the NL West. Does this slide them into a wild card spot?
I mean,
Maybe.
I would love to see the Giants improve the starting rotation. I think the starting rotation is a little thin when you get to the later part of the rotation, but this very well could be the second best team in the NL West.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Padres are in a similar spot. They're going to hit, but they don't have a lot of pitching. The D-backs are they're going to be competitive at some point. This might be the second best team in the division.
I agree. It's just a weird one to me. He's too one-dimensional, and like we've said, you're pairing him with Rafi Devers, he's not a horrible defender. He's not a great defender, but he's learning a new position as well. So,
Yep.
and that's going to come with its own struggles. So you put two guys that maybe aren't as mobile on that right side. I'm putting the ball in play. I'm putting a ton of pressure on that side of the field for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to hit the ball to the right hand side. I'm going to try to hit and run. I'm going to throw some bunts in there. Like, I am going to take advantage of the fact that those guys are not good.
Yeah. Aaron says Arraez, I believe, is an insurance. If Eldridge struggles, then Arraez can DH. You can kind of get him off the field.
Yeah.
Or you put Arraez at first and you DH Devers is probably what happens.
Yeah, you can find a way to hide one of those guys. But I'm curious, Aaron, what is the level of commitment the team has to Eldridge? Because I don't get a sense that they're like all that hung up on playing him. But I think they should. I don't understand where they stand with Eldridge, because it seems like they were dangling him for a little while. Then he was a really important piece. Now it's like you're bringing other guys in. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I'd like to say, Ryan says, I'd like to see Bader really catch on somewhere.
I see what you did there, Ryan, with the catch.
Yeah.
A little defensive joke.
It's good. I mean, he's going to be here. He's with the Giants too. And he's going to be tracking some balls. I mean, his defense is great. So he'll be fine here. I just hope he can keep the offense he had in the second half that he had with the Phillies. This is a tough ballpark to have any type of power in, but Bader's not really a power guy. He can go gap to gap too when he's right. So
yeah, I think that Bader, with those gaps and his speed, he could make some noise there.
Yeah. Curtis says they had problems with hitting and fielding. This is a decent sized band-aid on a gaping wound. And yeah, it's a great way to put it.
I mean, the Giants had a horrendous time with center field defense last year. They went and got Bader. They had a really tough time with consistent contact and on base at the top. They were trying to fix that with Arraez. I mean, I agree, Curtis. I think these are good moves to fix the problems they've had. Unfortunately, they've created new problems that they're going to have to work around. But I think to Nick's point, where this is an offensive game, I think you're willing to accept the fact that Arraez doesn't really have much of a defensive game if he solves your lineup.
Right. And you know that you're buying with your $15 million or however much they signed him for. I don't even know if
I still haven't seen the terms of
it. You're buying, like you said, 185 to 200 hits, and you're going to take that. Absolutely, you're going to take that. So, yeah. Aaron says, I don't think they're sold on him yet, and even if he struggles in spring training, it's all fastballs. So is that even a good barometer? That's
spring training. I feel like it's challenging to judge anybody off of spring training for that exact reason. You're only seeing the top guys limited. You're seeing a bunch of guys who are going to be back in the minor leagues. So if you have a good day, did you really have a good day, or are you just hitting against guys you'd be seeing in the minors anyways?
Yeah, and you practically know what's coming because you know what the starters are working on that day.
Yeah, it's fastball changeup for the first few weeks, then they start to mix in curveballs, and you get the whole repertoire by the end. But
yeah, he says he follows that up with, I think Bryce should start in AAA and force the issue and kick down the door to the bigs. Yep, and Arraez balances out the lineup with his swing and miss heavy, high K rates, etc. So yeah, I mean, if you have a lot
around the league,
he doesn't strike out, but he also is just high contact, so he doesn't draw a lot of walks. So like you said, his OBP and his batting average are pretty much the same.
Yeah, they're not far. They're not much different.
No.
Although I think the point you made, Nick, that is worth reiterating is the fact that with all that outfield grass, this plays to Arraez perfectly. Yeah. He can just dump balls over the infield all day long. I mean, he may go into the batting title here because he's got all that green grass to work with.
Yeah, and if you're an outfielder on a visiting team, you're not going to cheat either because he can burn you occasionally.
He
And
can.
then he's just going to run for days because, especially out in right center, forget it.
I mean, he's got cement shoes on when he runs, but he could still. I mean, you hit one in that right center gap. I mean, hell, I might be able to leg out a triple.
I
It's
probably
huge.
still wouldn't. That's
Blow
a
a tire at second base.
no, dude. That's a stand up single for me all day. Yeah,
Fair enough.
crazy. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, that NL West is no joke because of who's at the top. Michael says he thinks he saw 1 year 12. So yeah, I mean, why not take a flyer on it, win a batting title? That's probably the best $12 million spent all off season. But
Nothing to lose.
no. Yeah, I think every team in the NL West is just fighting for a wild card spot, and I love my Diamondbacks, but I don't see them competing for it. I think it's the Giants to take there. That's their only chance, really, to get into the playoffs. I think is to snag one of those wild card spots.
Yeah, I mean, and even this might be the second best team in the NL West, but that doesn't guarantee you of anything. I mean, we saw
Right.
last year the fact that you could have one division fill up a lot of those spots. You could very easily have 3 teams come out of the NL East, 2 out of the Central, and only 1 out of the West. I mean, it's very possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We will see.
Yeah, and Ryan, I think it's a fair take. I don't think this is like a slam dunk playoff team. I think they're very much a fringe playoff team, and it's going to come down to does that pitching hold up because they're not deep. They've generally got a good bullpen. They're going to have a better lineup this year than last year, but you're starting pitching as we saw with the Red Sox for years. You can't always out hit weak starting pitching. And other than Logan Webb, who what you're going to get every time out, you don't have a ton of confidence after that.
I don't even know if I can name another Giant starter right now other than Logan Webb. Is Verlander didn't re-sign, did he? Or is he on a
Verlander's still a
multi-year
free
deal? Yeah, I don't think I can sit here and honestly say I can name another Giant starter.
And I mean, you probably wouldn't need to. It's not a. I mean, Robbie Ray would be the only other guy that would come to mind.
Yep.
After that, it's a lot of guys. It's a lot of lesser known or younger guys.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, and for them to bail on Kyle Harrison like they did too. I mean, yes, I know you got Rafael Devers in that deal, but I mean, if your starting pitching is that thin, it's hard to, see that one go. But yeah, Robbie Ray, yeah, for sure. So outside of those two,
yeah, just those 2 guys.
Question marks.
After that, it's a bunch of question marks, young guys, unproven.
Yep. All right. Gino Suarez back to the Reds for 1 year, $15 million. Are we looking at the Reds any differently this year, or do they maintain maybe getting into the postseason and getting bounced early?
I mean, I'm looking different. I'm looking at the Reds differently this year because I expect them to get back. Last year they got the benefit of the surprise where they kind of got in when you didn't expect them to, and then they got smoked. I expect the Reds to be a playoff team this year. I think they are a wild card team. I think Gino could have a monster year there. The second half definitely scared people away. But I think this Reds team, if those pitchers stay healthy, which is a big question mark for them, this is a playoff team. This is a wild card team, and their success in the first round is going to be heavily dependent upon who they draw. There are some other playoff teams they could beat. There are some there's no way. So,
yep. I'm with you, and I'm with you, Nico, here. Love Gino, but he's so streaky. 34 years old. Decline is inevitable. His second half was poor. Putting it poor or saying it's poor is putting it lightly.
Yeah, poor is a compliment.
It was wretched. Yeah, I mean, his first half with the Diamondbacks, look what he'd do. 4 homers in a game, then 2 more added on the next night, maybe another home run the third night, and then he goes 2 weeks where he can't make contact. And then he comes back, he starts driving balls to the warning track, and you're like, okay, he's just a tick off. So another week of that. And then it's another week of just you can't get him out, and he's just hitting balls out of the ballpark, and then it's back to 2 weeks of swinging and missing. It was so weird to watch his game last year. I still wanted the Red Sox to kind of take a shot here at Gino just because he could have done damage with the monster there, and we've been seeking that power bat. But good for the Reds making this move and trying to maintain where they are, or even getting slightly better.
Yeah. Like I said, I think this is a playoff team for sure. I think Gino could have a monster season for them. And even if Gino doesn't have a monster season, having a bat like that in the middle of the lineup, I think definitely changes the perception and how you game plan for them. Because God love Ellie. Ellie De La Cruz is a freak athlete, but he is so wildly inconsistent from night to night that I think teams just accept that. Like, he might get you, but he also might not. The problem with Gino is he could get you 4 times tonight if you're not careful. Ellie doesn't have that kind of consistency. So I think that he does change the dynamic of that lineup. He gives them that anchor bat in the middle that allows them to move some guys around. So I think that even just his presence in the lineup does help them settle things in.
Yeah. Trade bait, John. I don't know. I don't know if he is tradable at the deadline after what teams saw last year. I don't know. I mean, yes, there's teams still seeking a third baseman, and maybe, if there's a third baseman out there that gets hurt and they're looking for a quick fix, maybe he does. I mean, 1-year deals, we do see those guys get moved at the deadline, but I don't know if Gino's going on what he did last year. I don't know if he is a viable trade candidate. Not because the Reds wouldn't want to necessarily move on from him, but other teams wouldn't necessarily want to take a shot at that because of what transpired the second half of last year.
Yeah, I think for him to be trade bait, the Reds have to fall off a cliff, and Gino's got to be mashing. Because I do think, to Nick's point, there is definitely some concern over that second half last year where he just disappeared for long stretches.
Yep.
Like bad.
Yeah. Ryan says, riding the Reds train, they needed a power bat and got one. Gino will play well in that ballpark. Yeah, he will, for sure.
He will.
Mike says they have a legit shot to win the Central if they stay healthy. Yeah, for me, it's the pitching staff needs to stay healthy. If the pitching staff stays healthy, they are going to be a tough team to beat night in and night out. Agree.
They will.
Yeah, Curtis, imagine 228 batting average of 49 homers in that matchbox of a ballpark. I would have taken it. But
Gino can just launch there. I mean, not even funny.
Yeah. If Gino finishes in Detroit, he'll have a palindrome career. That's crazy. That would be nuts. Diet Schwarber. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, Ellie belongs in the outfield. Most know, just kind of like they did with O'Neal Cruz. I don't disagree with that.
Ellie is O'Neal Cruz 2.0 minus the massive offensive fallback. Ellie, I think, is who he is.
Yeah. Jason says, remember, he struck out 150 times at the end of his Reds career. And I mean,
only 150?
Yeah, at this point, like 150 strikeouts is what you expect out of your 1 through 9 hitters. I mean, you're expecting 150 strikeouts out of all your guys. It's crazy. But I get your point. Yeah, the pitching staff won't stay healthy. We all know that, but I still love the team. Yeah.
But I would love for the Reds to get one full healthy season out of that staff to see what they could really do. Because that staff could either be like the Mariners or like significantly worse than we thought, because we've never gotten a full sample set of these guys. But that pitching staff could be absolutely elite. They could also be very mediocre. We just haven't had a big enough sample set.
Yeah. Oh, Jason, and 325 at bats. Okay, so that's quite a few strikes.
Well, yeah, that's more like on par for his pace of close to 200.
Yeah, that's crazy. People forget Ellie's like 15 years old still. I mean, that's another part of it. I agree, but
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I don't know. I think the Reds. I see the Reds kind of repeating last year. I think they get a wild card spot. They get bounced in the first round, and that's that.
The NL's tough. That is
It
top
is.
loaded for sure.
Yep. Yeah, Reds got like 8 homers from third base last year.
It was bad.
Well,
It was a black hole.
Well, they bumped up their power at the deadline getting Brian Hayes. Oh, no.
Does he even come with a bat? Like, is that an accessory that he comes with or no?
I don't think so. No.
It's like, it's the, G.I. Joe, the Kung Fu grip, Brian Hayes with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
But
that's
you
it.
got to pay extra for it and you can't seem to find it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan agree. Hunter Green's one of the best
nasty.
pitchers in the league when he's on. It's no doubt.
That whole rotation's nasty.
Mm-hmm. They can
but
be.
They're only healthy for like 5 overlapping starts and then somebody's out.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Jacob Wilson, 7-year, $70 million extension. This is a hell of a team-friendly deal to get this guy for $10 million a year. That's just me. The A's are following the rounding third plan, in quotes. We have said for months that
like
they
2 years now, man. Like,
well, facts.
They were still in Oakland.
That's true. That they need to extend all of these young kids and build the offense, and the pitching will come as soon as they're about ready to make the move to Vegas. Nick Kurtz has to be next, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kurtz has to be next, and he won't be cheap, and he's going to be maybe one of the biggest they sign. But, this is huge. They continue to anchor these young guys who are going to be together for a while, and they're going to roll into Vegas with what looks like it could be an elite offense. And then you throw a few arms in the mix. This team's going to be good. But we've been saying this since they were trying to get out of Oakland. Like, they will build a winning ball club. They just weren't going to do it in Oakland. They refused to be competitive there. The minute they left, start signing deals, start extending guys. And this is, to your point, yes, a very team-friendly deal. But keep in mind, Jacob Wilson was going to make like $700K for 2 more years, and then fight through arbitration.
Fair.
The boys getting paid early, which is good, but it's this is the Atlanta Braves model. This is exactly what Anthopoulos did with the Braves. Get these guys up early, lock them up long term, and hope to hell you get it right. Because if you do, it's going to be a fun ride. If you don't, it's going to be painful.
Yeah, I mean, but what worries me is the soft tissue injury last year that he missed a significant time with. I would rather almost, I know this is crazy, but have a player break something other than have a soft tissue injury, because the break heals fully. You're usually back. Soft tissue tends to reappear. However, this kid has 200 hit potential stuff. And if he is healthy, you're looking at 1,500 hits possibly in this 7-year span. That's crazy.
Well, and what's scary is Jacob Wilson may not be a shortstop that much longer, depending on how quickly DeVries gets to the major leagues, because they say this DeVries kid is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, but either way, another guy who has positional flexibility and can hit. This team can hit. There's no doubt this offense will be elite. Now they got to find some arms.
Yeah. A's locking up dudes long term now makes you think, had they done this in the past, fans would have shown up. And yes, they would have, but Fisher in Oakland had beef. So he was going to prove to them, he was going to stick it to the city of Oakland, was what his plan was.
Oh yeah. And Fisher was never going to bring them a winner. He wanted out of that place.
Yep. And that was his way out.
And we said it when they left, that he was, the minute they left, they'd start turning the corner, and here we are.
Yep. Yeah, they've locked up 4 players. They got what? They got Butler, Soderstrom, Wilson now, and who's
Rooker.
The 4th? Rooker. That's right. Yep. What's the status on Langalier's contract? His has got to be coming up too, I would think.
Yeah, and he's a little bit older than the rest of the group, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I believe so too. Mike, I'm with you. Feel bad for Oakland fans to see all this commitment and keep their core. I do. I feel for the A's fans because they get kind of caught in the crosshairs of that whole debacle, right? And it's not fair to them. And Aaron, we're with you, right? A's are just waiting just before Vegas to load up on pitching. 1,000%.
Yeah, they're going to roll into Vegas a legitimate team. Yeah, this was Langlier's first arbitration year. But he
Okay.
is 28. He's a little bit older than the guys, but
Yeah.
so he's got arbitration in 27, 28. He's a free agent in 29. So my guess is Langoliers, given his age, they may look to sign him to something, but it won't be, these 7 and 10-year deals.
Yeah. Yeah, they have hitters. Pitching is non-existent. That's the issue.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily non-existent. It's really tough to pitch in that ballpark for 81 games.
It is.
You look at Severino's splits last year, he was obviously a lot better on the road than he was at home. And a couple other young kids that look really good for them. That ballpark is tough. You hit a fly ball and it's gone. So and the ball's travels there really well, but I don't know. We'll see. He says either way, Kurtz for MVP, locking it in. Yep.
Love it.
Yeah, the stadium issue was insane. That was the worst stadium in MLB. And
That place was a dump.
yeah, it was.
I mean, let's call it what it is. Oakland wasn't a great host. Fisher hated the city. Other teams have left. It was just, this was the path they were going to go down. Fisher was on the warpath to get the hell out of there. Oakland was doing the bare minimum to keep them. We all knew where this was going to go. But when this team rolls into Vegas, I mean, look out.
Yeah. To keep all their sport franchises, to your point. Like Golden State across the bay to San Francisco, and the Raiders gone. So
Oakland used to have three sports covered. Now they got none. And a lot of it was, poor infrastructure, bad facilities, and no investment. I mean, it's hard to keep major league teams in town when you do nothing to help them.
Right. And, there's other teams that are kind of facing that. The Brewers were facing it. The Diamondbacks are kind of going back and forth with their government about upgrades to their stadium.
The Rays had to fight to get the roof fixed. Took months to get that agreed to.
It's crazy.
I mean, as much as these cities want these teams, they have a hell of a way of showing that they want to keep them when it comes time to make the repairs. Like if you want to own the ballpark and split the gate, well, you gotta pay the maintenance guys.
Yeah. I forgot about the whole last dive bar part of this whole thing too, but
that's right.
They were a big story and all that too. So
I love this for the Athletics. I really do. This is going to be a team that's fun to watch for a while.
Yep. Totally agree. And like you said, where does Wilson go when DeVries is ready?
He is so good. I can't wait to watch him in spring training. They say he is unreal.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, let's get over to the city of brotherly love? ?
It's not Brycely love, that's for sure.
Oh man, this is crazy. So reports are coming out that the Phillies might be looking to move Bryce Harper. So do you feel that Dombrowski and the Phillies are waving goodbye to Harper?
I don't get the sense they're waving goodbye to Harper. I get the sense they're trying to knock him off his pedestal. Bryce, for the longest time, has been the guy, the face, the personality, the everything. And I think you're beginning to see him start to fall off a little bit. The not elite comment. But I think the Phillies are just preparing for the fact that Bryce Harper's best days are likely behind him now. And they need to adjust with the second half of this contract where he's going to be an older player who takes a lesser role. And I think that that's going to be tough for Bryce because he is a bit of an egomaniac, as we've seen. A little bit immature at times too, but I think this is the Phillies just resetting expectations. Bryce, you've been the guy. You're not really the guy anymore. We love you, but you're not the guy anymore. And we need you to be okay with taking a step back.
Yeah, I think this is it's kind of a snowball effect from it kind of started with the Manfred tirade in the clubhouse. And then Dombrowski's comments, I don't find offensive at all. He did not call Harper not elite. He said he didn't have an elite season. That's different than saying you're not elite. He just said he didn't have an elite season. He didn't have a Bryce Harper season. That's all he was saying. It was not a personal attack. Bryce took offense to it. It is what it is.
Well,
this Phillies team is a freaking mess. Castellanos, Bohm, Harper. What do they do?
I don't know. I mean, you brought in the Dolis Garcia to try to give you options, and now you're trying to sort out how to make room for him with the guys you got to move out of the way. And I think that, I mean, the reality of it is you've got Bryce Harper until 2031. You've got 6 more seasons with him. Last year was an okay season. 24 was a good season. 23 was okay. 22 was okay. 21 was his MVP season with them. The last 4 years, you've gotten what I would consider to be 1 really good season and 3 okay seasons. Is he elite anymore? Probably not. Especially not at the first base position when you look around the league at who else there is.
Right.
But I think he's a very good player. He's an all-star caliber player that is very much the kind of the energy of that team at times. But at the same time, if this is who he is now and he's going to be a pretty good player, he's not going to bat third every single night. He's not going to get the things that he wants the way he wants them. He's going to have to fit in. And that's going to be hard. So I do think the Phillies a little bit just saying, "Hey, look, dude, things are changing. You got to get okay. You got to be okay with it and get used to it."
And that's why this has popped back up, because they have talked to him about moving down in the lineup, and I think that's where he kind of re-lost it again. It's just not great between him and the front office right now. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know which way the Phillies go at this point.
No, and that contract takes him until his age 39 season. We all knew that he's going to hit a point where the performance kind of plateaus and begins to slide back, and he plateaued in 21, and now he's beginning to slide back. He came out of a monster of the year this year, and maybe those last couple seasons were just bumps in the road. I don't know, but if you're the Phillies, you've got to be prepared for the fact you're building around a guy now. He's not the cornerstone. You're kind of building a team around him because he's very much just going to become another guy.
Yeah. Ryan says, couple magic moments with Harp in the playoffs. It's all downhill from here. Curtis says, diminishing skills. And John Temple says, Phillies looking on the back of the player's card and the name that comes with it, but not the realistic expectations.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, there's a lot to the story with Bryce. The move from the outfield to first base because of the arm problems, the slight offensive decline. Also the fact he's missing more games now than he used to. He's not quite as dependable as he used to be. It's all part of the package. It's also what happens when you sign a 13-year contract. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, this is a guy that kind of mouthed his way out of Washington. And here we are again. Almost exactly the same amount of time has passed, and he's kind of mouthing his way out of Philadelphia. The guy has this amazing chip on his shoulder, and good for him. It's fueled him for most of his career. But you got to put up. You can't just sit there and expect everything and not put up elite numbers. If you want to be elite, then go be elite. But you can't call yourself elite and just be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to bring up that point. The whole tiff in the dugout with Papelbon after he wasn't hustling out a ground ball. Papelbon put him in his place. Nationals are like, no, we're good, thanks. You can walk. You can go test free agency. Signs of Phillies, and like you said, doing the same thing here. So I don't know. It's crazy. For a dude that won't sniff the hall, Bryce is a legend in his own mind.
I mean, and it's hard because like I go back to like this dude was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 16 years old. He was the chosen one. He was baseball's LeBron. And he never quite got there. He's been a very good player, 2-time MVP. He's got plenty of things on his resume, but he never quite got to that level. He was always, I would say he was elite for a lot of years, but not all of them. And it wasn't that long. But he never quite lived up to the expectations in front of him. Granted, the expectations were ludicrous, but
right. As they would be if you're on as they would have been if you were on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 16 too, right? It's an unrealistic expectation. You're never going to live up to that ever. Yeah. Short of being Shohei Ohtani.
Right. So it's just, there's a lot to the Bryce Harper situation, but this is a guy that continues to show time and again he's very much got a chip on his shoulder. He's very much got a massive ego that needs to be stroked. And he doesn't handle setbacks well. He doesn't handle when things don't go his way. We saw with the whole Manfred thing. Like, you don't jump out of your chair and go scream in the face of the baseball commissioner because he mentioned something that everybody's talking about. Like, Bryce, that wasn't news.
Right.
Like that's the kind of reaction you expect out of a 21-year-old kid, not a guy who's been in the league as long as he has. Like, there's definitely something that's not, quite stable with him.
No. Trout better than Harper when it's all said and done?
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't think it's even close.
And the sad part is Trout's going to end up playing like a whole lot less games and still be better.
Yeah.
I mean, Harper was supposed to be Trout. When he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, he was going to be Mike Trout. Like, that's who he was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And he never quite got to that level. And then Trout just buried him in the headlines.
Yeah.
This guy's always lived in somebody's shadow, and that hasn't gone well for him.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, Phillies are a mess. I don't know which way they go to even start to correct this. That seems like to me they got to get the clubhouse situation straightened out. They have a lot of unhappy players in there, it seems, from the outside looking in. Obviously, I'm not in the clubhouse. I don't know to what extent. But from the outside looking in, you have some very, very disgruntled players in there. So,
yeah, I mean, you got a front office that's done a good job of pissing guys off. I mean, you've got Castellanos, who's felt like he's been kind of like dragged around. You got Bohm, who feels like he's done nothing wrong and he isn't wanted there after an all-star season. You've got this weird, you got the guys that didn't want to come back when they hit free agency. Like, there's this weird dynamic going on in that organization. It kind of feels Mets-like in a way where, like, there's just something that's not working.
Right.
And players are not feeling the love, and the front office isn't feeling the love, and they're not performing like they should.
No. And let's be honest, we've heard Alec Bohm's name for the last 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, we have. So I don't know. I don't get it. Again, I'm not in there. I don't know to what extent, but it is messy from the outside looking in. So
it is.
We will see.
It's all right, but that team will do what it does and just not play well in October as they always do.
Yep, fair enough. All right, this is kind of the big news of the week. Puerto Rico could be backing out of the WBC because of insurance reasons. We have a lot of stars now starting to kind of back out. What's going to happen here? Do you think Puerto Rico is going to pull out? Because what is it, 10 out of their 15 or something like that can't play now?
They just had 6 guys that got pulled in the last couple of days, but there's a couple guys that got pulled before that. So I want to say they're down 8 or 9 players from the roster they thought they would have.
Crazy. Yadier Molina probably can't even manage because of insurance reasons.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's such a weird situation. And there's a lot that goes into this because I saw an article that came out. There's also an issue with age, like Miguel Rojas, totally separate topic here, but Miguel Rojas got denied insurance and they said it was age. Once 37 and older, they're not going to touch it. They're not going to insure guys, later in their career. And you had Francisco Lindor, I think, is the one that really tipped the scales when Lindor was unable to get insured and had to drop out yesterday. Everybody kind of went, wait, what? Yeah. Like, Lindor's got a clean bill of health and a relatively uneventful history, but he couldn't get insured. And again, it goes back to what you said. Like, some of these values are just so friggin' high. The insurance companies are like, we're not taking the risk. After watching Diaz blow his knee out celebrating a win, we don't want any part of this.
And I think that's why, right? We look at Altuve broke his hand and Diaz blowing out the ACL. Those two are pretty big stars with pretty decent contracts that the insurance company had to pay out. And now they're looking at this time. They're like, this is unneeded baseball. If you're looking at it from the insurance company's eyes, this is unneeded baseball. So we don't need to cover. This is exhibition.
This is a voluntary tournament. Like, this does not require, you don't have to go.
Right. Right. So, I mean, I hate I'm saying this. I don't blame the insurance companies, but like I do in the same time. Like this is a once in every 3 years thing. Like player wants to go, insure the contract. Like that's what your company is made to do.
Well,
It's just
or just charge more. You want us to insure this contract? Sure, it's gonna be twice the premium.
right.
You know, adjust it for the risk and price it accordingly. But the problem is that the major league teams are going to look at the price and go, "We don't want to pay that. Like,
Yeah.
we don't, Frankie, you're coming to spring training with us, bud. We're not paying that much money to insure your contract, or they make the players pay for it because I do believe some portion of that's paid for by other monies outside of the team. But either way, you just lost 6 players in the last 2 days to insurance. And now they're scrambling to fill out the roster, and this thing kicks off in a few weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how Puerto Rico can. I mean, there's probably guys that they can pull up and in there that don't need the high insurance premiums, but it's not the team that we thought that they were going to roll out. So, do you think
It's not.
ultimately they pull out, or do you think they stay?
I think at the end of the day, cooler heads will prevail and they'll stay in the tournament. They're just going to have to play with a different roster, which is disappointing. It would be awesome to see that Puerto Rico team in its original state play, but I still think they show up. I still think they play. I think the roster will be modified. But this is going to be an issue they've got to tackle for the next go around because you can't have guys like Frankie Lindor getting pulled off the roster 2 days, 3 days before they have to be finalized and submitted because he can't get insurance.
And this is probably something that could come up in the lockout because this is, let's face it, as much as this is the WBC, this is a great promotional tournament for your product.
Yep.
Like, yes, I get it that everyone's coming around from all countries around the world. I get it. But your top stars are all playing in this tournament. No matter what team they're on, they're playing in this tournament. And for them to all of a sudden be like, nope, Frankie, you're going home. Shohei, you're going home. Yamamoto, you're going home. Like all these guys. Now MLB sitting there being like, wait a minute. Like this isn't exactly what we want. Would MLB then start chipping in, if they don't already, would they start chipping in some of these premiums?
I mean, maybe. I mean, the hard part is MLB doesn't own the World Baseball Classic. Like there's no benefit to MLB to throw money at this thing because they don't get anything from it. Yes,
Fair.
it's great for the game. I don't know. It's a tough one because MLB has has a financial interest, not a big one, but they have a financial interest in it. MLB also has an interest in promoting the game. They have an interest in getting these players out there, but they also have an interest to protect their season where they make all their money. So you're kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth when you're an MLB spot because we want this tournament to be great, but we also don't want to jeopardize our season.
Right.
You're looking at the comment.
Yeah. You would think MLB would want to get their best team it can. Ryan said, dudes like Skeens facing accountants from New Zealand is still so wild to me. Yeah, I get that too. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm mixed on it. Like I get it. I really do. But it just sucks for us baseball fans. And this is the one thing we have been looking forward to going into the 2026 season and with this potential lockout in 2027. This is the one thing that we have circled on our calendars.
Yep.
And teams are not looking like they should be. And that sucks. So you're telling me that Ronald Acuna got insurance? You're telling me Ronald Acuna Jr. got insurance?
Yeah, I would love to understand how that one works. Probably just because of age, but well, and so the hard part of the WBC is that it's Major League Baseball is involved, the Players Association is involved, the International Federation of Baseball is involved. Like they're all involved. But you got the league and the Players Association trying to manage this thing together, which has got to be really interesting.
We all know how that works.
Yeah, it's got to be really interesting to try to manage all those different expectations and concerns, but it is absolutely in baseball's best interest to make this tournament the best it can be because it draws more eyes to the game. However, they're never going to do it at the expense of the superstars that make their season and sell their tickets. And so if MLB had to choose, they would cut WBC to the ground tomorrow to protect the MLB season. And I think that's what we're seeing now. It's, MLB is not going to take the risk and back this thing. The teams aren't going to take the risk. The players aren't going to take the risk. So if insurance won't take the risk, we got nothing.
Well, can the teams even back it financially? They lost $1.8 billion last year. Do they have the cash to even insure these guys?
Some of them probably don't. Some of them probably do not have any interest in getting involved in this.
Yep. And Brian, this is another one. Buxton, he plays for USA. Dude gets hurt taking a nap. I mean,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I don't understand where like the line has been drawn at Frankie Lindor, but Byron Buxton can get it. I don't understand that. I really don't.
There's got to be something around values and stuff like that creates issues for them. It could be positions. I don't know. I'd love to understand how we got here, because insurance a few times pop up. We had a couple guys last year that couldn't go. Pitchers, I think, because of insurance.
Yeah.
Not last time. I want to say Kershaw might have been one of them last time that couldn't go.
I think he was. Yeah.
Like, so we've had it pop up a couple of times. Now we've got a bunch of these. Like there's so many of these all of a sudden. And the only thing I can think of is that it has to do with the fact that these AAVs have climbed, and some of these guys are just becoming it's too expensive to insure them. Like, how do you insure a $34 million a year contract? I mean,
I don't know.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the AAV and the fact that Diaz and Altuve got hurt last time.
Yeah.
I think it's the mix of that.
The Diaz one being fluky probably doesn't help.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't even like a baseball play. Like, that was him celebrating the win. He flew his knee out.
Right. John says MLB should shorten the season 10 to 12 games every 2 or 4 years to get these guys playing in the tourney while they're still in great shape. Or like soccer does, have a tourney, and if your guys get national team calls, they call up and deal. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because it's like hockey with the Olympics. They take a 2-week hiatus for Winter Olympics. But would baseball do that mid-season? I don't see them ever moving this to mid-season and doing that.
No, but it also doesn't solve for the fact that you're going to put a $34 million a year guy on the field for this.
Right.
And you don't want to take the risk that he can't play, because MLB, we live in a world of guaranteed contracts.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest thing right there. It's guaranteed.
You get paid whether you're hurt, tired. It doesn't matter. Like, if you're not on the field, you still get paid. I mean, look at Anthony Rendon. That guy has made more money than anybody, and he's never on the field. Yep. And in a world of guaranteed contracts, this is really hard to make work, because if a guy goes out there and tears an ACL or an Achilles or takes a fastball in the face, or, messes up his elbow throwing a pitch that he didn't have to throw, the team still got to pay him.
Yeah.
Not to mention they've now their medical staff's working on things, and it gets expensive fast. Yeah. So I don't blame the major league owners from saying, look, you want to go play in this? That's great, but I'm not going to eat this if you go out there and blow your knee out.
Yep. Curtis, hang on to that thought, buddy. So on top of all this, Shohei Ohtani will not pitch in the WBC. He will play. Yep. He will not pitch. So it's just kind of like that whole, I don't know if this was for insurance reasons, if this is a personal choice, or a team choice. I haven't heard, but
yeah. So Shohei came out a couple days ago and said it was his choice. He's choosing not to pitch. He's going to preserve his arm. He talked to the team, thought it made the most sense. But his news of not being able to pitch came out at the same time as all these guys couldn't get insurance. So my part of me kind of goes, well, at $70 million a year,
yeah,
if there's anybody you don't want to insure, it's this guy. Especially with 2 Tommy Johns in his history. So my guess is he either decided not to before it became an insurance problem, or insurance said, hey, buddy, like, you can't do that. But it's either way, it's the right decision. He should not be pitching. His track record is not good. His arm has only got so many left in it. Save them for when it matters, and just go out there and hit bombs.
Yeah. And just to let you know, he hasn't had 2 Tommy Johns. He's had a Tommy John and an elbow brace procedure. Just to let you know, he was clear on that second one.
Diet Tommy John, like Ryan talked about earlier. It's diet Tommy John.
Yeah, it's Tommy John. Let's just
I mean,
call it as it is.
it's Tommy John with like one less cut.
Yeah,
But whatever.
but yeah, I mean, I get what you guys are both saying. Mike Reed said he shouldn't pitch. Ryan's understandable after the Tommy John. Yeah, if I'm the Dodgers, I don't want Shohei pitching in this tourney.
Well, and with Roki
Especially with how.
Sasaki,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
well, with Roki Sasaki, the Dodgers told him flat out, "No, you're not going. Like, we're not giving you permission to go. We're not going to sign your permission slip to send you on this field trip." With Roki, the Dodgers pulled the ripcord and said, "No shot." This one was Ohtani. Sounds like pulling the ripcord and saying, "I won't pitch."
Yeah. WBC starts 46 the first week of March, I think, is like the prelim rounds or the round robin. Then I think the championship is slated for, I want to say like the 17th through the 21st or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like that third week of March. I think the teams start to assemble the very end of February, beginning of March, and the games start getting played. Most of these guys are going to go. Most of these guys are going to go down to spring training for like 2 weeks and then bail to WBC.
Yeah, we'll call it Jamitan. Awesome.
Oh man.
All right. So with all of that, what could this do for the future of the WBC? Now, Curtis, back here told him to hang on to his thought. He said this might be the last WBC if it's like this. Where are you at this current moment with everything that's happened this week?
I think we're going to see one of two things happen. Either one, they'll figure this whole insurance thing out with some sort of program or cost sharing thing where they can make it work. Or two, you're going to see this become a superstar less event. And you'll see more guys that are, maybe everyday major leaguers, but like not Aaron Judge. Maybe a guy like Jason Dominguez goes versus Aaron Judge. You could see this end up being a little bit more like the Olympics where it's lesser known guys that go and play for their country. I don't think MLB wants it to turn into that because the Olympics basically canned baseball because nobody cared when you can just go watch the major leaguers play or whatever.
Right.
So I don't think they want plan B where it becomes a kind of a watered down version, but they've got to figure out how to get the best players there and sort out the whole contract issue.
Yeah. Baseball just hates to play baseball.
Well, again, like there's a comment before, like it always comes back to money. Yeah. Like if Frankie Lindor goes out there, we keep picking on Frankie, but if Frankie Lindor goes out there and tears his Achilles at the WBC and misses the whole season, the Mets have got to pay the dude $34 million to sit on the couch. Like if I'm Steve Cohen, I got plenty of money, but I'm not going to spend it on a guy who's sitting on the couch playing in an exhibition. Like that's somebody else's problem. It's not mine.
Right.
Like it always comes back to that.
Yeah. Does a salary cap possibly, if that's where we're heading in 2027, does that possibly keep the WBC alive? Because then these players aren't getting paid as much annually. Insurance would be a little cheaper, hopefully. I don't know. Again, that's all above my pay grade. I don't have to sit there and try to figure it out. Thank God. I just like to sit here and talk about it and not get paid. So, it's it's fine. But
there's a common theme here of not getting paid, Nick.
Well, right. I would hate to see this event go. It has been awesome. It has brought baseball fans from around the world together. We have incredible stories. My favorite team in the WBC is the Czech Republic. I love I know Ryan made the joke about, plumbers and stuff earlier, but I love that. I absolutely love that these guys are playing on a world stage against the best players. I think that's such an incredible story. And we don't get that. Rarely do we get that in the MLB season. What did we get it with Ronel Blanco a couple years ago, right? He was a mechanic. And then all of a sudden he comes up through the minors and he's pitching in the MLB. That's a cool story. But we get that once every blue moon?
Yeah, not often.
Yeah, to hear the stories of the other guys coming from different countries is pretty damn cool. And the promotion of the game, the global promotion of the game, the WBC brings. And if it just goes away after a lockout too, I don't know, because this could be the event. We've talked about it. After the 94 strike, it was steroids, right? After the 81 strike, the home run number started to climb and all of that stuff, right? Something has always saved baseball. The WBC could be that coming out of the lockout in what would it be 2029? It's going to take some time to recover from the lockout. I know it's going to. The WBC could be what jumpstarts baseball again. And if we don't have it, what's the state of baseball? I don't know.
Yeah, the WBC is such a great event. It's become so popular. It brings in so many fans. It tells so many great stories. The Czech Republic. I think back to the Adam Jones play, like all the moments that like people are still talking about and thinking about. Unfortunately, there are the complications and logistics of it. And John makes a good point. Like, look at the soccer model. Those guys are making insane money. They still go play in tourneys.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is, those guys are making crazy money, yes. But the rate of injury in soccer, I'm not making fun of soccer, but the rate of injury in soccer is a whole lot less than baseball. Especially when you look at all the arm injuries we've had lately and all this, like we've got position players now getting brace procedures. Like we're seeing so many more injuries around baseball that I think the insurance companies are just scared to death to get involved in this at those numbers. So can you build an insurance policy for Lindor that makes sense? Yeah, it might cost an insane amount of money. And if somebody's willing to pay it, you do it. But like, is anybody going to pay for it? Like at what point do you just say, look, there's a tier of player that's no longer going to be eligible. That the elite of the elite. And honestly, when you look at the Czech Republic, for example, like when you look at Team USA this year, when you roll them out against the Czech Republic, like that's not fair. Like it's not even close. That is the Dodgers against somebody's AA team. Like
right.
At best.
If that. Yeah, I was gonna say,
at best. Like it's not a fair matchup. So it almost begs the question of, do you turn this thing into something different down the road anyways? Because you got countries that are going just to get absolutely brutalized for a week and then sent home anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, Curtis says, or the Savannah Bananas keep the flame going. And this may be a half joke, half serious. I don't really know the tone of this, Curtis, but when we had our interview with David, he actually told us that there are big plans in the works for 2027, but he couldn't tell us. So, I mean, I don't know what that's going to look like. I have no idea. Like I said, he had to be tight-lipped about it, but said, keep your eye out for that. So I don't know. But again, I really hope this stays and they figure this out. But at this point, I don't have much faith that they do, which is terrible for me to say. Yeah. There's just too much money involved. That's it.
It's a harsh reminder that baseball is a business.
Yeah. And it's brutal.
I mean, and honestly, in 2027, if there's a lockout and it's only Banana Ball, this is going to be like the Flippin' Third podcast, and we'll be watching Banana Ball.
For sure.
I'm not going to sit here all year and watch no baseball. There's no way that's going to happen.
All right. So Curtis was serious with that. Yeah. And they have, I mean, we've said it on Thursday. Jesse Cole's a genius. He's going to have something big planned, knowing that the lockout's coming up and all eyes could turn to Banana Ball. So it could be. It could be his time to just take over, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, the Flippin' Third podcast is coming soon, apparently. Or should we be like the Stilting Third podcast?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to work on some ideas. Yeah, we'll have to juggle some ideas around.
Oh, look what he did there. That's almost as good as Ryan's catch.
Yeah. So, all right, Harrison, on to some trivia. Here we go. And I'm going to be terrible, so help me out in the chat, please.
Well, so I decided I'd go one more week with the All-Star teams. So we'll continue working backwards for the All-Star teams since there wasn't one in 2020, we'll do 2019 and back 5 years. I gave it a facelift. Hope you guys all like the upgraded graphics from the Nintendo we were using to bring it into the new age.
Yeah, right.
But you got to remember where we came from. We came from nothing. So, this everything was an improvement.
Yeah, I released a reel that we did like I don't know 3 years ago, and it was like blurry, and you couldn't even read the words on the screen, and I can't even remember who it was, but I think it was Brandon. Brandon commented, and he goes, "You guys have come a long ways, huh?" And I go, "Yeah, just a little, just a little." So, but
I mean,
all right,
back then there was nobody watching to tell us that it wasn't good. We didn't know any better.
yeah, right. I mean, we could read it; it was on our computers. So,
Exactly. I
but
mean, it might have written in crayon, but it didn't matter. It was there.
right,
But
that'd be
anyways, all
awesome.
right. It's the missing lineup trivia. So we're gonna go all-star lineups and work our way backwards. So here we go. Who is missing from the 2019 American League All-Star lineup? Around the outfield, you had Michael Brantley, Mike Trout, and George Springer. Around the infield, you had Alex Bregman at third, Jorge Polanco at short, DJ LeMahieu at second, Carlos Santana at first. This guy behind the plate, Tariq Skubal on the mound, and JD Martinez was the DH. So who was the catcher?
I think, I think I got it. Maybe.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I got one for one.
Off
My
to a
only
good
hit,
start.
only hit of the day there.
Yeah. 1 for 1.
Yep.
Let's see what Chad's got.
2019.
I
I don't
mean,
even,
Polanco at short. I mean, as the All-Star starter.
right.
Kind of
Just
forgot how
trying to,
good he was.
not Jonah Heim. He's too recent. He didn't come up till like 21, I don't think. 21 or
Too soon,
22.
too soon for Heim.
This guy, not Salvi. That's a great guess.
Salvi shows up a lot tonight, but not
Yeah.
yet.
This guy played for the Padres, the Orioles.
Curtis should know him quite well.
Yeah, he should. Pretty good power hitter when he got into one.
He was at the Orioles last I knew for like a minute.
Brzezinski, not him. All
This
right.
guy had an interesting run.
Yeah. And then his defense just fell off a cliff. Or never
Defensively,
got there. I don't know.
defensively terrible, offensively a threat. He was all bat, no glove.
Pretty big dude, too.
Best known with the Yankees.
Yep.
Oh, and honestly, like a guy that we thought would be a longtime Yankee that they spun out of there quick.
Yeah, there it is. Yep. Gary Sanchez is correct.
I love this picture of him, like this like goofy look on his face.
Yeah.
He was such an interesting cat.
Yep.
All right, now to the NL. Who's missing from the 2019 National League All-Star lineup? Around the outfield, you had Christian Yelich, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Cody Bellinger. Around the infield, you had Nolan Arenado at third, Javi Baez at short, Ketel Marte at second, Freddie Freeman at first, Wilson Contreras behind the plate, and Hyunjin Ryu on the mound. And you had this guy at DH. Who was the DH? It's Hyunjin Ryu, right? I always butcher it. There's too many like
You're
hard
asking
consonants.
you're asking me for pronunciation. You're asking me for pronunciation.
I've looked it up twice. I have never gotten his name right once.
I think it's Hyunjin Ryu, but that's how I would say it.
Oh, man, whatever.
It's not. I don't know. It's not Schwarber.
Not Schwarbs.
4-4.
Yep.
Not Christian Walker.
You got four letters in the first name, 4 in the last. Actually, a guy that we were giving a bit of a hard time to on the show a couple weeks ago.
John Kruk.
No, this guy actually, he signed with somebody. We're kind of like, oh, really? Like he's still around? Pretty sure he signed somewhere up north, up in those northern states. Big hulking dude that is still around.
I am drawing a blank.
First baseman, DH. Spent some time in Washington. Spent some time in a lot of places, to be honest.
It's not Gallo. That would be
Not Gallo.
National League. Just signed up north. First baseman.
So he spent some time in Pittsburgh early in his career, then Washington, then San Diego, then Cleveland, then Miami, then Arizona, then Washington again last year. Played 140 games for the Nationals last year. And I'm pretty sure he signed with the Twins this offseason.
Oh,
And we were like, he's still around?
oh my God. Why am I can't. Oh, yeah, it is. Josh
Yeah.
Bell.
You got it, Dakota.
Thank you. Josh Bell. Damn. I mean, you got me at All-Star. I never thought he made an All-Star appearance. So
I know.
Josh Bell.
Yeah, Josh Bell. Big hulking Josh Bell.
Yep. I've met him too before in Portland when he was in Double-A playing for the Altoona Curve.
Yeah. Big dude.
So massive, crazy.
Gigantic human being.
Yeah. Good one.
All right. Bonus question for you. Who was named the MVP of the 2019 All-Star game? I will say it was played in Cleveland, and this guy was from Cleveland.
All right. I think I got it then.
Right. Oh, yeah. Bell exists. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll tell you guys, it's a pitcher. And use Harrison's clues. That hopefully will get you to it quicker.
The game was played in Cleveland. He was a member of the Indians.
Not J-Ram. Not Lindor. He was a pitcher.
Right-handed pitcher. He went north of the border for a little while last year.
Yep. He's still there.
Oh, that's right. He's still there. He did not opt out.
Mm-hmm.
Saw him pitch in the World Series this year.
Yep. It's a guy that when he's healthy, man, he's one of the best in the game too. It just he can't stay off the injury train. Yeah, it is.
You cannot.
It is Justin Bieber. Shane Bieber.
Justin Bieber's Uncle Shane.
Yep. Nice. Yep. Bieber, it's correct. All right.
All right. Now back to 2018. Who's missing from the 2018 American League All-Star lineup? Around the outfield, you had Aaron Judge in left, Mike Trout in center, and Mookie Betts in right. Around the infield, you had Salvi Perez behind the plate, Jose Ramirez at third, this guy at shortstop, Jose Altuve at second, Jose Abreu at first, Chris Sale on the mound, and JD Martinez was the DH. Who was the shortstop?
Not Correa.
And what I'll do is I'll give you guys a few seconds, and I'll give you the teams to help you narrow it down.
Yeah, Correa doesn't fit.
Nope, not Correa.
Not Xander.
Nope, not yet.
Man, all my years blur together when it comes to All-Stars. It's not even funny.
He was an Oriole. Oh, Dakota's got it.
Is it? Manny Machado.
That was
short.
Manny Machado.
Throwing us off there at shortstop.
Yeah. Because you'll see him again tonight at third base.
Yeah.
Because he flip-flopped.
Yeah. Tim Anderson, not a bad guess, but that was
not a bad guess at all.
Manny Machado.
All right. Who's missing from the 2018 National League All-Star lineup? Around the infield, you had Wilson Contreras behind the plate, Nolan Arenado at third, Brandon Crawford at short, Javi Baez at second, Freddie Freeman at first. You had Max Scherzer on the mound. Around the outfield, you had this guy in left, Bryce Harper in center, Nick Markakis in right, and Paul Goldschmidt was the DH. Who was the left fielder?
Josh Bell.
Nice try. No. Could you imagine Josh Bell in left field?
Another 4-4, man. You're killing me with these.
The dude could just lay down and make the catch, cover the whole outfield.
Nick Markakis getting the starting nod. That's incredible.
Love me some Nick Markakis. I was always such a big fan of him.
Yep.
Such an underrated, very quiet
So
superstar.
underrated. Yeah. Man. It's not Yelich. It has to fit.
This is a guy I know you like a lot, Nick. He was a Dodger.
He was a Dodger when he made this team.
Yep. This was the tail end of his career, or close to the tail end of his career. Injuries eventually took him out.
Yeah, you're killing me with these 4 and 4s, man.
I know.
Got it. It's like Mike, Matt.
Initials are MK.
Oh, Matt Kemp.
There it is.
Matt Kemp.
I loved Matt Kemp. He was so good, and then he was just so hurt.
Yeah. Yep. Nice
lot
job,
of flair.
Curtis got it. Yeah, nice job, Matt Kemp. Yeah, Forrest was saying the other night, like the 3 X's or the 4 X's. Those ones are so hard.
They are, because there's so many things it could be.
Yeah, good one, Matt Kemp.
All right, who was named the MVP of the 2018 All-Star Game? Keep in mind, this was not a starter in the game.
And it was a National League game, right?
The American League one.
Right, but it was in a National League stadium.
Sorry. Yes.
Yes, the X's are a clue. Yeah, absolutely. The number of X's are a clue. That's on all our posts. That's on all our reels. That's on everything. John says David Freese.
No, sir.
I don't have a clue.
This is a well-known third baseman.
Arenado.
American League.
Oh, that's what you said. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just like you said, PayPal, right?
That's all right. I made I'm missing top 5 list for the Cardinals tonight and didn't blur one out. So that's the status of my brain last night, Harrison. So you're welcome.
We've talked a lot about this guy this offseason. A lot about him.
We get 6 inches of snow down here, and my brain goes on vacation. So, is it Jose Ramirez?
It's not. It's not. But this guy's also got a new contract this offseason. Big one, real big one.
Alex Bregman.
There it is, Curtis.
Oh, he's got it. Yep, Breggy.
It is Breggy.
Nice.
Cool car too.
Work. Yeah, he probably just sold it.
Yeah, he didn't need another one.
No.
I do kind of laugh. They give these guys cars. It's like, you don't think these guys already have a fleet of them at home?
Yeah, my Hummer will just run it over. It's fine.
Right.
My military grade Hummer.
Yeah, I'll need to build another garage to hold this one. Anyways, all right. Who's missing from the 2017 American League All-Star lineup? Around the outfield, you had George Springer in left, Mookie Betts in center, and Aaron Judge in right. Around the infield, you had Salvi Perez behind the plate, Jose Ramirez at third, Carlos Correa at short, Jose Altuve at second, this guy at first, Chris Sale on the mound, and Corey Dickerson was the DH. Who was the first baseman?
I love that Corey Dickerson got the start. That's incredible.
Dude, I had to pause and go, who? Did I write that wrong? Like, I had to double check that. I didn't write that wrong.
2017 first base.
A guy we've talked about on the show a couple times recently.
It's not Anthony Rizzo, is it?
No, not Rizzo.
Yeah, because he wasn't over there until later. Anthony Rizzo fits though.
Not quite. It's 6 and 5.
Yeah, math is hard.
I know, it's fine. A guy we've talked on the show recently, we were talking about the career path. One of these, this guy got traded for one of the guys was in one of our career path questions. Spent some time in Toronto. Might have gotten traded to Seattle for Cliff Lee.
Oh. If there's not fire, where there's fire, there's
there is.
Justin Smoke.
Cohen ordered all of it.
Yep, all the smoke. Mancini, not a bad guess, but not Mancini.
Yeah, this
Justin
is
Smoke.
Justin Smoke.
That was the year he had his ridiculous year.
Yeah, that was his Toronto year where he was like unconscious all season. Ryan trying to match the X's makes my brain stop.
I'm telling you, that's why I am terrible at these. Like,
Uh.
I am so bad at missing lineups, and it's the word puzzle master in me like tries to take over, and I can't get past it. But yeah, Justin Smoke, good one.
All right, who's missing from the 2017 National League All-Star lineup? Around the infield, you have Buster Posey behind the plate, Nolan Arenado at third, Zach Cozart at short, Daniel Murphy at second, Ryan Zimmerman at first, Max Scherzer on the mound. Around the outfield, you have Marcelo Zuna in left, this guy in center, Bryce Harper in right, and Giancarlo Stanton at the DH, who was the center fielder. Yeah, Curtis Smoke started. Wow, he had a monster season, but yes, he did get the start.
All-star lineups are so hard, man. I'm with you.
This is a long-time Rocky. Like the only Rocky we've had any reason to talk about for like the last 10 years.
Charlie Blackmon.
It is absolutely Charlie Blackmon.
Yeah.
Can I buy a vowel or no? You can buy several.
Yeah, it's not going to help because we can't type them in.
Yes.
But yeah, just make all paychecks available to rounding third baseball.
Yeah.
So just
exactly
when you buy one.
All right. Who was named the MVP of the 2017 All-Star Game? This again was not a starter, but it was the guy who drove in the game-winning run in the 10th inning.
Dude, I don't know what I did yesterday.
He was a Seattle Mariner. Second baseman.
It should help John Temple. Second base, Seattle Mariners at that time. Brandon Phillips. No, he never went there. Seattle.
We talked with this guy not that long ago because he's still playing in the in one of the Caribbean leagues, I think. And then was also playing in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, it's Cano, yeah.
It was Robbie Cano.
Yep, good. Man, the Corvette's just handing out, huh?
Yeah, sick car.
Crazy. Good one.
All right. Who's missing from the 2016 American League All-Star lineup? Around the outfield, you had Jackie Bradley Jr. in left, Mike Trout in center, Mookie Betts in right. Around the infield, you had Salvi Perez behind the plate, Manny Machado at third, Xander Bogaerts at short, Jose Altuve at second, Eric Hosmer at first. You had Chris Sale on the mound, and you had this guy at the DH. Who was the DH?
Well, it's JD Martinez or Corey Dickerson. It's one of the two.
Has to be, right?
Has to be.
'16, very important year. Mike Reed's got it.
Royce, well, yeah.
That was
David Ortiz.
That was Poppy's final.
Yep.
When he hit 48 home runs and still retired.
Yeah, crazy.
Damn near wins an MVP and decides to hang it up.
Yep, most home runs ever hit in the last season of their career.
He had a massive year. He hit like 315. Was a 48 home run. He just had a monster season.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm good. See you guys.
Yeah, big Poppy for sure.
All right. Who's missing from the 2016 National League All-Star lineup? Around the outfield, you had Carlos Gonzalez in left, Marcelo Zuna in center, and Bryce Harper in right. Around the infield, you had Buster Posey behind the plate, this guy at third, Addison Russell at short, Ben Zobrist at second, Anthony Rizzo at first, Johnny Cueto on the mound, and Will Myers was the DH. Who was the third baseman? Check the year and look around the infield at the rest of the guys that are there. It'll tell you.
They started all Cubs?
It was 2016, right? Kind of a
Yeah,
big year for the Cubs.
I still wouldn't have thought their entire infield starting.
Yeah. Yep.
So then it's Chris Bryant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dang.
Chris
When
Bryant.
is that the last time that they've had an entire infield start an
I
all-star game?
think so. I think that was
That's
the last
wild.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it, Chase. Nice job. Curtis got it too. Mike Reed got it. Nice job. Yep. KB. Nice job, fellas.
All right. Who was named the MVP of the 2016 All-Star Game? He was one of the starters.
Chris Bryant.
Good choice, but no,
Yeah.
because the American League won like all of these for the longest time.
Oh, that's true. I don't
It
even
wasn't.
know.
It wasn't AL MVP.
Oh, Braves 2023 might have had their whole starting lineup in there.
Oh,
We'll have to check that. They
You have
might
to
have
check
had
that.
their whole infield.
that's right.
Yeah, Riley, Arcia, Albies, and
Olsen.
Freeman. Was it Olsen in 2023, or was that Freeman? Either way, they're both gonna make an all-star.
Yeah, they're both nasty.
We got Zobrist. We got
Kansas-
Ortiz.
It's a Kansas City Royal, and Sora has it. It is Hosmer.
Oh, Hosmer. Nice job. Yeah, Eric Hosmer. Oh, non-Corvette here.
Well, still a Chevy, but it's a truck this time.
Yep. Nice.
All right. Who's missing from the 2015 American League All-Star lineup? Around the outfield, you had Adam Jones in left, Mike Trout in center, Lorenzo Cain in right. Around the infield, you had Salvy Perez behind the plate, Josh Donaldson at third, Alcides Escobar at short, Jose Altuve at second, Albert Pujols at first. You had this guy on the mound, and Nelson Cruz was the DH. Who was the pitcher?
Where was this one played?
2016 was... You would ask me that.
I would.
Let's see. 2016.
2015.
Oh, sorry, 2015.
I have no idea. Starting pitcher.
This guy won 20 games and the Cy Young that year.
No.
Oh, this is in Cincinnati, Great American.
Oh, so it doesn't help me here.
Nope.
Chris Archer is a good guess. He doesn't fit.
Houston Astros, left-handed Cy Young winner.
Dallas Keuchel?
Yes, it was.
Oh, my man.
Dallas Keuchel.
Brutal.
I know.
Yeah, there you go, Sora. He got it. Yeah. Nice. Man.
You know, sorry, you say you don't know, but I think you do.
Yeah, right.
All right. Who's missing from the 2015 National League All-Star lineup? Around the infield, you had Buster Posey behind the plate, Todd Frazier at third, Johnny Peralta at short, DJ LeMahieu at second, Paul Goldschmidt at first. You had Zach Greinke on the mound. Around the outfield, you had Jock Peterson in left, this guy in center, Bryce Harper in right, and Anthony Rizzo was the DH. Who was the center fielder? Fear the beard. Keuchel sighting.
Dude, these smoke me.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
It's Andrew McCutchen?
Yes, it is.
My boy.
Andrew McCutchen.
McKitchen. I'll give it to you.
Oh, I like it.
McKitchen.
Actually, has a nice ring to it.
Or Cargo. Cooking up Big Macs. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Good old Kutch. All right. Who was named the MVP of the 2015 All-Star Game? He was a starter for the American League, and this was his second in a row,
Then it's got to be Trout.
which is correct.
Yeah. Nice.
Look at those striped hats.
Love
Hated
it.
those. Hated them.
Love it.
Hate them.
Oh,
I do like
man.
the fact they were wearing the uniforms back then.
Right. And they've gone back to it. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Hey, man, it's the way it should be.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Do you have anything else to add tonight? You know what? I made a White Sox slide and they didn't get into the show.
Oh, look at that.
Because how did I not put those in? Anyways, yeah, so the White Sox signed Austin Hayes and they traded for Jordan Hicks. So there's a couple more pieces, I guess you will, for the Chicago White Sox. How are we feeling about the White Sox? Are they going in a direction, or are they still basement dwellers?
I think the White Sox are still going to be, they're probably still I would say they're now the fourth best team in that division. But they may make the biggest improvement.
Yeah.
They are definitely going the right direction. They've made a lot of good moves. Now the question becomes, do they work out? What do you actually get from Murakami? What do you actually get from all these guys that you've brought in? Do the young players pan out? There's a ton of question marks, but they are absolutely heading in the right direction and maybe surprising.
Yeah, I think the question marks that they're focusing on is Murakami and the young kids. Austin Hayes and Jordan Hicks, they're just stopgaps. That's all that they are. They're just roster moves. I think Austin Hayes could help them win. I agree with you, Curtis. Still under 500, but getting closer. White Sox really digging into a run at fourth place. I agree. And looks like they're making an effort, which is, I think, my biggest takeaway from this is at least they're moving forward. Is it a baby step? Yeah, absolutely. But it's gonna be when you're trying to assess the young kids you got. You're not going to make a giant leap forward when you're assessing this. So they're such a threat. Nick forgot the slide about them. Yeah, I made it. I just didn't put it in the show for whatever reason. Must have got sidetracked shoveling my driveway. So,
well, we're not used to talking about them. It's kind of like, oh wait, really? Like,
yeah,
the White Sox is news.
Yeah, right. Yeah, crazy.
Well, and when you look at Sir Anthony Dominguez and Jordan Hicks, like you brought in two super hard throwing guys to that bullpen.
Yep.
They're making a lot of good moves. Now it's just they've got to kind of settle it all in, but definitely going the right direction.
Yeah.
After a lot of years of nothing. And they got rid of Luis Robert, which that in itself might be a win. Yeah.
I agree. It is going to be fun to hopefully see what these young kids got. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, I just literally forgot to put it in the show. So pretty great. Anyways. Yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, I mean, not a lot other news really. Just small stuff, but really we covered the big stuff.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything in the chat? I know it's it was a slow but weird news week. We pitchers and catchers report here coming up real soon. So yeah, can't wait for that.
We're gonna start having guys showing up in Florida in the next week or so.
Yeah,
the guys that get there real early.
Pretty awesome. So yeah, we will have a show Thursday. We will not have one Super Bowl Sunday. And then we have episode 300 the following Thursday. So that's going to be absolutely incredible. I got a whole bunch of 300 themed stuff. So brush up on your 300 trivia, fellas. I'll give you that hint. But a lot of things just we're going to talk about around the number 300. And obviously, news if there is any. kind of going into spring training. There's not a whole lot because with Suarez and Arraez finally signing, we're just waiting for Framber Valdez, really. And
Yeah, and then you've
we'll
got
see.
Scherzer and Verlander, and those guys are all kind of hanging out, but they'll grab spots late
Yeah, I agree.
or wait until somebody gets hurt. But
Yeah,
I will say, keep your eyes open for the non-roster invitee list. Some teams are starting to release them. There'll be some names on there that might surprise you, guys that are still around.
yep. So, well, awesome. Well, Harrison, travel safe tomorrow with the family. Enjoy your vacation. I'm sure we'll see you popped up in a palm tree resort, although it's not very warm in Florida either. So, good luck
No,
with that.
they were like in freeze warnings today. The fountains were frozen, so not it's going to warm up when we're there, but it's not going to be super warm.
No, but if you're heading down, you want to stop and help shovel the driveway. Since we got our 6 to 8 inches, you guys can do that. Help us out. That'd be great. Since you're used to it and all.
I know, but you grew up in this, Nick. You this 6 inches is no big deal.
Yeah, that's what my
That's
wife
light
says.
work.
Yeah,
It's light work.
yeah. No, so it should be fine. But yeah, all right, fellas. Hope you have a good work week. We'll see you Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay safe, and we'll see you out on the page answering more trivia, and we'll